Godo. I come to Copenhagen from Stockholm this day, and I get 20 minutes to ask you questions about your new album. What do you think of that?
20 minutes? Well, let's go for a couple hours. We don't care.
But isn't it a bit boring? You know, in 20 minutes, I guess you can foresee at least half of the questions or something like that.
I don't know. We're still thrown for a loop every now and again. Don't write yourself off, pal.
The queerest of the queer.
1995 släppte Garbage sin debutplatta och bevisade att världen minsann behövde välproducerad rock'n'roll. Med hjälp av hitsinglar som Stupid Girl, Only Happy When It Rains, Milk och inte minst Queer lyckades Garbage sälja inte mindre än 4 miljoner exemplar av plattan och turnera över hela världen.
The good thing about our first album and through the whole process of us touring was there wasn't one song that was a big hit. There were 4 or 5 songs that were played over a long period of time. They're all quite different. Like Vow was a lot different from Queer, a lot different from Stupid Girl, a lot different from Only Happy When It Rains. And I think that gave the record a lot more depth than just hearing one big massive pop single. So, you know, we're hoping that people will perceive this album the same way, that it's meant to be as a body of work. And in some ways, maybe a bit difficult to take in the first time you listen to it, but on repeated listenings, you're going to get more out of it.
Yeah, if you don't like it at first, listen to it again. and if that doesn't work, then listen to it one more time.
And then one more time.
And, you know, we wish we could give you your money back, but that probably won't happen.
That is not going to happen.
No.
I'm only happy when it rains. Feel good when things are going wrong. I only listen to the sad, sad songs. I'm only happy when it rains.
Wasn't it hard or maybe boring touring with just one album?
No.
Well, you kind of run out of material after a while when you're playing, you know.
But
we have more songs this time.
Every single show is different, and I don't know why that. It's just maybe because we're not totally really like slick studio musicians that can play everything perfectly every time. So that every show sounds different, and the audience is always different, and where you're playing is always different. And it was.
And the guitar solos are always different, right?
We don't have guitar solos.
We never quite figured out some of the
next
parts
tour,
on...
Next tour, I think I might do a lot of guitar solos over the lead vocals. Because I think that's what people are really coming to hear.
You and Iron Maiden, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So right at the count off, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Garbage bildades i Wisconsin av kompisarna och producentkollegorna Steve Marker, Duke Erickson och Butch Vig. Tillsammans gjorde de remixer åt bland andra Depeche Mode och 9 Inch Nails. Men det var först när Steve såg en video med skotska Angelfish på MTVs 120 Minutes som bitarna började falla på plats. Bakom mikrofonen i Angelfish stod nämligen den karismatiska sångerskan Shirley Manson och de 3 producentfarbröderna ropade på klassiskt Tjuren Ferdinand-manér. Hurra, henne ska vi ha. Sagt och gjort, Shirley hamnade i studion och en debutplatta spelades in. Musikaliskt handlar Garbage om trallvänliga popmelodier ovanpå diverse trumloopar och distväggar. Allt på gränsen till överproducerat. Något som är ganska naturligt med inte mindre än 3 producenter i bandet. Många av er kanske rent av känner igen Butch Vigs namn från några av 90-talets, ja kanske rent av rockhistoriens största klassiker. Ja, har man rattat ihop plattor som exempelvis Dirty med Sonic Youth, Simon's Dream med Smashing Pumpkins och inte minst Nirvanas Nevermind trivs man väl ganska bra i kontrollrummet. Den nya Garbage-plattan, version 2.0, skulle spelas in låste bandet in sig i studion nästan ett helt år.
Can one ever stay too long in the studio?
You could definitely stay too long. I think we got out like one day before it was going to be way too long. But then we spent a year doing it, but that included writing all the songs and, you know, recording. We had to sort of take a step back after we got done with our last tour and decide where we wanted to go with this record and, you know, reinvent ourselves in a way and figure out what to do. So that takes a while too.
The title is version 2.0. When will we see an updated version 2.1?
We have to fix the bugs in this one and then we'll give you 2.1.
What about the title then, version 2.0?
Well, we spent a lot of recording this album looking at computers, and it just seemed a little, you know, ironic and apropos. And also because of the computer age and, you know, There's a million reasons why we used it, but the most basic reason was we didn't want a pretentious album title. So we went for something very simple.
I heard something about the title, Sad Alcoholic Clowns.
No, that was a journalist from The Face who...
Okay.
That was a joke, and somehow it got on the internet, and for a couple months, it's like we saw this heated debate on whether it was a really good title or a really bad title, and it is a really bad title.
We decided it was bad.
It was never going to be the title, it was a joke.
And the fans loved it, I guess, some of them.
No, they hated it. I mean, most of the letters were like, please, please don't call your album Sad Alcoholic Clowns, please.
I'm Jerry Lindegaard. You got the car? You bet. Brand new burnt umber Sierra. You want your own wife kidnapped.
Three of you grew up in Wisconsin. Maybe because of the film Fargo, everybody's doing like this Sweden and Wisconsin thing. Is it that much?
Well, yeah, Shirley got in trouble in the local press in Madison because she said that living there was like the movie Fargo without the funny bits. And a lot of the locals had a tendency to disagree with her.
Well, I was just being cheap. I thought that was quite a funny little one-liner.
It was cheap.
But they
They took it seriously.
They took it very seriously, and I was taken to task on numerous occasions in local bars.
It's kind of like a joke without the funny bits.
Thanks, Steve, for that vote of confidence.
The queerest of the queer.
Något som ganska snart slår en när man träffar Garbage är att de är väldigt lättpratade och moget trevliga. Långt ifrån rock'n'roll-mytens rebelliska kaxighet. Men sen är de knappast några tonåringar längre. Nej, med en medelålder på sådär 40 skiljer sig Garbage ganska markant från dagens alla Hansons, Aaron Carters och Cleopatras.
I find the whole idea about really young kids like Hanson a little creepy for myself. I mean, I think, you know, they've made... There's a couple of tracks that they've done that's kind of cool. I think that the singer's great. But I still think they're a wee bit too young to understand what they're singing about, if you get my meaning. And that's a little sinister. I mean, but I mean, rock and roll was always, you know, about, you know, youth and energy. But I also think that there are other things that can compensate for the loss of naivety.
Perhaps. In one magazine...
maybe not.
Maybe not.
No,
So
wrong.
let me get this straight. You don't agree with me here, right?
I think it's a little bit sad when people getting as young as Aaron Carter or something like that.
Well, it's their you just get this horrible sense of feeling that their parents are behind it.
Yeah.
And how rock and roll's that?
20 minutes. What do you think of those 20 minutes?
We're very sorry about that. You've got to understand that we have the whole world to do and we've only got 3 weeks to do it in, and we very much appreciate everyone making the effort to come down here, and we feel, you know, that when we come to Sweden next time, then hopefully we can do something for a bit longer.
It seemed like only 5 minutes.
That's beautiful, Duke.
Thank you. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, okay, good. Is that it?
Benito?
Yeah.
All
right.
right, thank you, gentlemen.
Bye. Goodbye, everybody.
Come back soon.
Okay, thank you. That was fun.
Thanks very
Really
much.
nice meeting.
You too.
I'm sorry it was so short.
Thank you.
Thank you anyway.
It was funny 20 minutes, I think.
Good.
Yeah, I'm
Fram så fick jag faktiskt hela 22 minuter och 51 sekunder tillsammans med Garbage, så jag ska väl inte klaga. Den 11 maj släpps deras andra fullängdsplatta Version 2.0 och i sommar dyker de dessutom upp på Hultsfredsfestivalen. Från USA...